Dear students, today in administrative law we can solve one more problem relating to the singing of the national song and the Nadagite. Here, one problem has been given in the old question papers with regard to the power of university in issuing the circular to all the affiliated colleges that national anthem followed by Nadagite should be sung by the students before the commencement of the classes. So here we have to decide whether the circular issued by the university is valid, whether the colleges they have to follow this circular as per the guidelines. Normally all the affiliated colleges have to follow the guidelines. That is the thing. But being the administrative law student, you have to make the difference, because when you happen to study the administrative law, you know you have studied the sources of administrative law. There are 5 sources are there. That is Constitution of India is the primary source, and acts and statutes is the secondary source, and ordinances, administrative directions, notifications and circulars, which is the third source. And next one is precedents and judicial decisions. So here we have got different sources of administrative law. Here, as you know, with regard to this circular, whether it is considered to be the considered to be a whether it is constitutionally valid, or whether it is has got the backing by the what you call it is backing, it has got the support or backing by the any act and statutes. Here I don't want to what you call complicate more. Here the problem is very simple. So what you have to do, you have to frame the issues. When any problem has been given, I used to tell you, you have to frame the issues, you have to write the rule, you have to write the analysis and conclusion. So here it is with regard to the singing of the national anthem and the Nadagite. So here we have to frame the issue. First one is, does the university have authority to mandate singing of the national anthem and the Nadagite? That means first issue is that whether the university has got the authority to mandate for singing of the national anthem and the Nadagite. Second one is whether the university circular mandating the students and faculty to sing the national anthem and Nadagite before class has legal authority or violates any constitutional right. So this is the issue we have to frame. Then after framing of the issue, we have to go for the provision of law. So here main thing what has been considered as whether the university circular has got any legal authority, or it is violating the constitutional rights of the citizens. So this aspect we have to consider. Here what happens, this is the main thing what we have to consider under the provision of law. So with regard there is a already decided case law is there with regard to this one in BJ Emmanuel and others also state of Kerala. This case law you have seen under constitution. So here there are three children who belong to the Jiva community and they refuse to sing the national anthem when sung by the school, and they used to stood up, they used to give the respect, but they refused to sing the national anthem because it is forbidden under their community. Here this matter has gone to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court has considered the fundamental rights of these children. So that means here the fundamental rights of children under Article 25, you know, the Constitution of India guarantees freedom of conscience and religion, and Article 19(1)(a), Article 19 subclass 1 subclass A gives the what you call the freedom of speech and expression. Here the Supreme Court has considered that the children, they can remain silent. That means here the Supreme Court has seen that freedom of speech and expression includes not only what you call expressing one's own opinion, but remaining silent is also exercising the right of freedom of speech and expression. Here this aspect has been considered in Bijay Yamunal and others of the state of Kerala. So here same thing we can take up with regard to our case. Only difference is that there the children has sung that what you call national anthem. Here the university has issued the circular. Here what the provision of law or rule of law say that whether the university circular mandating students and faculty to sing the national anthem and Nadagite before the class has any legal authority or violates any constitutional rights. Here institutional regulations must be backed by statute or rules. This is important. That is, institutional regulations means what happens here, what is the rules of the university, what is the statute of the university. Probably you know, every university, it has got its own statute. So that aspect you know, every university has got its act. That means here it has got the what you call, in issuing the circular, the university should clarify in its acts and statute with regard to the such issuance of the what you call circular. That has to be what you call has been mentioned in the act or statute, and that should be constitutionally valid. Here what we have to see, here we have to discuss the fundamental rights vis-a-vis the what you call with regard to the circular issued by the university. Here we have to consider that aspect. Here what we can see, here university has got the authority, whether that authority has got the legal backing, and here as we have considered in Bijay Yamunal versus state of Kerala, there is some fundamental right is there. Likewise here also in Shyam Narayan Chowksi versus Union of India, here there has been rule has been made with regard to the singing of the national before commencing of the cinema show. So later the Supreme Court has cancelled the singing of the national anthem is an optional one. It should not be mandatory, because here what has been seen that singing of the national anthem or the Nadagite is what you call, it should be a person should feel, because a citizen, he lives in this what you call country, he has to respect the country, he has to what you call, follow all the fundamental duties stated in the Constitution of India. Here, how far these fundamental duties, what you call, it is a mandatory. That means here it is a what you call a recommendatory. That is whenever the war has been called for, we have to what you call, we have to go and fight for the country. We have to respect the national anthem. We have to respect the national flag. Here, respecting the national anthem is different from the insulting or disrespecting the national anthem. Here we have to see whether it is insult or the respecting the national anthem. Here there is one more act is there, National Honors Act of 1971. Here it has been said that disrespecting the national anthem or national flag, it amounts to offense. Here here nobody is disrespecting the national anthem, but it is the law point, legal point here is that whether the university can make it as the mandatory. When you analyze the Vijay case, here the children stood up. They used to give the respect for the national anthem, but they refused to sing the national anthem. That means freedom of speech and expression includes to freedom to remain silent also. So likewise, here also the university has given the circular, but that need not be in the nature of a mandatory one because of all this discussion, because of these constitutional rights and because of the individual freedoms. So that aspect has also been clarified in the Asha Ranjan versus State of Bihar. And here we have to clarify all these things in the analysis part. Here what we have to see that what are all the legal principles to be clarified, that these fundamental rights cannot be abridged by the executive instructions like circular. That means this circular cannot be made as the mandatory. That means here this aspect we have to see, this legal principle we have to see, we have to mention. And next one is patriotic acts like singing national anthem, state songs should be voluntary, not compulsory. That means the person should feel, the students should feel they are the part of this country and they have got the duty to sing the national anthem, to sing the state song, but it should be a voluntary one. Nobody should compel them. It is not the compulsory one. They should feel, they have to feel it from the bottom of the heart. It is better, I can say. That is, it should come from the bottom of the heart. And the government also has make the people to enlighten with regard to that one. So the government has to take the measures to make the citizens to feel the values of the freedom, the values of the country, the values of the singing national anthem, state song. That means here the main point is that here whether the university can make the circular as a compulsory one, means it is not compulsory. They should not make it as compulsory, but they can issue the circular, no doubt. But when they issue the circular, when it should be, the university has to mandate the thing, when it should be it should be made compulsory, that circular should be mandated by the acts and statute. In acts and statutes, it has to be, the power should be given, the power should be delegated to the university with regard to making such circulars. And that statute or act should have the support of the constitutional principles. There should not be fight between the constitutional principles and the individual freedoms. Here in constitution, probably for the constitutional freedoms, the constitution is the guardian of this the freedoms of the individuals, liberties of the individuals, fundamental rights of the citizens. That aspect we have to see. So here in circular, what you have to say, the circular may lack the authority and it is invalid. That means the university circular mandating the singing of the national anthem and Nadagite lacks the force of law and infringes upon the fundamental rights under Article 19 and 21. Article 19 1A, freedom of speech and expression, and Article 21, that is speaks with regard to the right to live. That is a very valuable right, even though this Article 21 is a very shortest article in the Constitution of India, but it has got the widest scope in its own. So that aspect you have to write. Hence it is unconstitutional and cannot be enforced. Hence the circular lack the authority and it is invalid. So this aspect you have to write in your answer, and you have to follow this method of answering the what you call your this problem concerning to the national anthem and the Nadagite.